This is Jeremy Alcar from Group 8 in CIT262. Today we'll be presenting on Chapter 8 of the DevOps Handbook. One method of enabling market-oriented outcomes for operations is to create a set of centralized platforms and tooling services such as production-like environments, deployment pipelines, automated testing tools, and production telemetry dashboards. This enables dev teams to spend more time building functionality for the consumer as opposed to obtaining the resources necessary to deliver and support features. Benefits of creating shared services include permitting product teams to get what they need when they need it, reducing the need for communications and coordination, and speeding up the overall process of development. Embedding operations engineers into service teams can provide the following benefits: an increase in the self-sufficiency of service teams, a reduction of reliance on centralized operations, and it allows development teams to focus more on goals set by product teams. Operations engineers can become more closely connected to internal and external customers as well.
All right, this is Sam Heinzen continuing the presentation. As we just talked about, embedding ops engineers into our service teams is a great way to integrate operations into the daily work of development. However, due to cost and scarcity, sometimes this is not always possible. The solution that is recommended is to assign a designated license for each service team. An ops license, in this case, is an individual dedicated only to facilitating a close working relationship between the development team and the operations team. They are not the middleman per se. Their goal is rather to make sure that certain aspects of operations and development are taken into account at every stage of the process. Particularly, they need to know these 6 things. Number 1, what the new product functionality is and why we're building it. Number 2, how it works as it pertains to operability, scalability, and observability. Number 3, how to monitor and collect metrics to ensure the progress, success, or failure of the functionality. Number 4, any departures from previous architectures and patterns and the justifications for them. Number 5, any extra needs for infrastructure and how usage will affect capacity. And finally, number 6, the feature launch plans. Another good way of integrating operations into the daily work of development is to integrate the ops engineers and other non-developers into dev team rituals and practices so that they better understand the existing development culture. And the key to this is basically for the ops teams to adopt the same agile rituals or agile methodologies that their specific devs team use. And this could be Scrum, Kanban, Extreme Coding, and any number of agile rituals that their particular team is using to adopt them so that they become more uniform. Basically that both teams are working through the same steps and the same methodology. The result is that operations are better able to plan and give needed knowledge to product teams long before production even starts. And this helps by removing the problems that will only be seen at the end had they not been following the development every step of the way.
This is Alyssa Hundley, and the section that I'll be starting with is invite ops to our development stand-ups. So a daily stand-up meeting is just a fast meeting every day that the development team typically has, and everyone will get together and talk about 3 specific things: what was done yesterday or earlier today, what is going to be done and from now until the next meeting, and any roadblocks that have come in the way of getting work done. And like I said, typically the development team will go to this meeting, and it's called a stand-up because everyone literally will stand up out of their chairs. It's kind of a way to take a quick break, but also at the same time, it's just a fast meeting. You don't get comfortable. You kind of just do the meeting quick and report on it and make sure that everybody is in the loop. But ops aren't always invited to these meetings. So we want this information to be communicated, and we want to know what work is done and what will be done, but we want to make sure the dev team and operations are attending to make sure that all the information is communicated. It's important to keep operations updated with what dev doing is and dev updated with what ops is doing on a daily basis. And it doesn't have to be a long meeting, it's just a super quick meeting in a daily stand-up. It's important to make sure that ops is there. And another way to keep this work organized and make sure that everything is going smoothly and keeping our customers happy is to include ops and to have ops work and devs work visible on a shared Kanban board. So typically operations work is not on a Kanban or a sprint board with development. But the problem is that we're not aware of the operations work that needs to be done until there's an urgent crisis. So the solution would be to put operations work onto this shared Kanban board. And Kanban boards are fantastic because it creates visibility. Everyone knows what step in the process different tasks are, and everyone can see what other people are working on, and it just keeps everything running smoothly and very fluidly, and no work is skipped out on when it's all visible for everybody to see. And this is our source, the textbook, and thank you for watching.